What's good? What's good? What's good, family? Queen Common Sense coming back to you from the Chi Town remix to the Kakalaka country ass Dusty Sticks. Whew, honey, it has been a day for the Queen and the Royal TP over here, child. I'm telling you, real recognize real, okay? I hope everybody had a beautiful Mother's Day. I hope everybody was blessed and relaxed and getting loved on. Because did y'all see that Mother's Day party celebration that Queen Melody did, y'all? We're gonna get to that in a minute. But you know me. Y'all know me by now. We got to do surgery. Okay. Now, I wanted to let it rock a little bit, this whole Sunny, Destiny, Moses triangulation and whatnot. Because, emotions sometimes drive our reactions. And I try very hard to refrain from reacting to things versus responding to things. And I like, me. I'm the gatekeeper. I'm the medicine woman. I'm the shaman. I'm the I'm the clairvoyant. I'm gonna get right down to the root of that thing in your shondo, and we're gonna do surgery and heal that black hole in there. We're gonna balance out these chakras, whether you like it or not. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me at the end of the day. So, with that being said, uh, stop feeding the pigeons. That's what this is going to be about. Stop feeding the pigeons. Do not feed the pigeons. Okay? And this is why. The result is when you throw down bird seed and breadcrumbs and you know in the city the seagulls and the pigeons are quite very similar. Anything. Seagulls and pigeons eat anything, just like a pig. Okay, we call them rats with wings in the city, pigeons, because they're disgusting, just like a rat. A rat will eat and relieve themselves immediately. Like they relieve themselves. It seems like every 10 seconds. That's why there's always remnants of it everywhere. If you get a rat or a mouse in the house, you got to just throw everything away and burn it and move. Uh, I went over there to King Cobra Carlos, pardon me, King Cobra Fork Tongue Carlos interview with Sloppy Sonny, and it hurt me. It did. It hurt my damn feelings. I did it because I wanted to dissect. That's all. I didn't even use my own account to go. I had a little made up a stupid little name and went and clicked on that shit so he wouldn't get the click from my channel. You know what I'm saying? That's just how much I can't stand snakes. I can be petty like that. But this here travesty that we have witnessed unfold, it's very telling. And that's why I keep saying Melody sidestep these hoes, all right? Effortlessly. That's why it pays to conduct yourself in a very conservative fashion as much as possible. As much as possible, because you never know what curveball is coming at you from where. You dig? And this was no surprise to me, really. Like Sunny doing what she did, hooking up with Moses, marrying Moses, whatever. It's no surprise to me because birds of a feather, yeah, flock together. Pigeons recognize pigeons. It doesn't matter what species of pigeon it is, they know each other, just like snakes. King Cobra Carlos, Black Mamba Marceau, Rattlesnake, Jezebel Martell. We can go on, right? So we're gonna have a peek. We're gonna hop right on down into there. Okay. Have a peekaboo at a little couple of little segments of this here damn raggedy interview. Yes, I said raggedy with a Lee. Raggedy interview, presentation, explanation, justification, excuse interview Sunny did. Now I know we all seen it. I got you. I seen it too earlier. I had to let it marinate. I had to put it on that back burner, let it simmer, put some garlic in there, a little bit of turmeric in there, had to put some ginger root in there in that pot of emotions and let that simmer down into my shando to come forth with the content that I'm about to put on you right now. See if you can pick up what I'm putting down. I know you can because we rock like that. Now, here we go with Santi, sloppy, silly, slutty Sunny in her interview. Okay. Talking about how she first linked up with Destiny. Okay. Now, I'm going to break it down. You know how I do. So here we go. Let's go. Boom.
Closely with Destiny as her assigned producer on the series. So before we get into what has happened now, right? Let's talk about your time working with Destiny on the show. What was your experience like working with her as her producer? How close were you guys when you worked with her? And what was the connection like between you and Destiny during your time as her producer on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I'll say that Destiny is a down to earth person. When she requested me to be her producer, I understood why.
Pause. Peep requested Sunny to be her producer, not the other way around. Destiny, with her dusty, raggedy, sloppy, tacky self, requested Sunny. What I said earlier, it doesn't matter what species of a pigeon it is, they're going to recognize each other and go ahead and flock up. Let's go.
Because I'm also pretty down to earth, easy to talk to. I will say that.
Now, real quick, when birds say, "Oh, down to earth, easy to talk to," that means with among women with morals and of high caliber, you overshare. You talk too damn much. That's what that means. Okay.
She was kind of deemed difficult to work with from the rest of the team.
Mm.
In terms of like letting people in, sharing her story.
Okay.
At the time, we all believed that she was under some type of restraints with sharing her story with her ex-husband. So, I found myself oftentimes just really trying to, even fight with the team, like, hey, she does have a story to tell. I'm trying to get it, but it was never, it was always kind of like guarded because I guess she had certain legal situations to where she couldn't speak. I don't know.
Okay.
Hits on Hulu you can't miss.
My bad, fam. The little commercial jump right up there. We're gonna let that rock. Boom. Here we go.
She gravitated toward me very quickly. She actually chose me to be her producer. I think because I was relatable. And I liked Destiny. She wasn't a person whom I thought was like, oh, but I also knew she was kind of that girl who kind of had a tune, and would get, kind of snappy with people at times. But I could could handle that because, like I said, I have thicker skin. So
Okay.
working for her was just challenging just because she was deemed a difficult one to work with. So, it was just like kind of pulling teeth sometimes, just trying to get her to open up more to show her story because everybody kept saying, she ain't got story, she ain't got story. So, yeah, it was not easy in that aspect of my job,
Okay.
but she was down to earth.
Okay. I,
Destiny is just impossible. Okay. Destiny lives in her own little mason jar, like I Dream a Genie, with her little Moroccan decor, her little fake fireplace on the TV screen and whatnot. Destiny is impossible. She's more than difficult. She's impossible. Okay. Because from what I've seen, the clips and things that's going through the feed on these here social media streets, you know, circa her first episode on the show, she had a little kerfuffle with Tisha when she came to meet up with Marceau to get the blueprints and sketches done for this non-existent Madani. Okay. Difficult is not correct. She's impossible. Destiny is clueless. Let's go.
and I remember in tonight's episode, I noticed you said that you had poured into Destiny during your time as her producer off camera, and you even mentioned that you had helped pay for some things. So let's dig a little bit more into that statement specifically. Like, what kind
Mhm.
of ways can you identify that you poured into her?
Yeah. So I felt sorry for Destiny because she was one who often shared the like sadder parts of her story, right?
Okay.
Okay. What happened with Melody when Destiny was post divorce doing all kind of debauchery behind the scenes to her ex-husband, and her and Tiff got into a little tiff, right? Let's think about it, people. She's impossible. Yet another plant, who Destiny thought she could schmooze up to Mel and coattail ride, clout chase, and catch all of Mel's overflow. I mean, as a professional woman, you know, if I were still in the entertainment industry, I definitely would want to network with someone like Melody, right? And her staff. However, I would want to earn her trust and the opportunity on my own merits, my talent, my education, experience, etc., right? That's how women of high caliber get down. We all know Destiny was a tag along to the show because that was a great way for Jezebel Martell to keep yet another distraction linked, hooked onto Melody and continue to keep her gaslit so that he could further enhance his cheatery, if you will. Let's go.
Okay.
She had a lot going on at the time. She was claiming domestic violence at that time. I saw that her business was failing at the time. It was so many things that was just like crumbling in her life. And me, I'm naturally a person who speaks life into people. I naturally help people because that's just who I am. So like, there was a time when I got her booked for the Monica.
I naturally help people too. I naturally speak life into people too. But I'm not damn delusional, and I know game and I know script and I know professional victimhood when I see it, okay? And at this stage in the game, when we between our 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond, getting got shouldn't be a habit anymore. Hmm? Whether it's by male or females. All right. And it's getting spiritually got, financially, however you want to say it. It's an attack on your psyche and your spirit and your connection to the most high when you allow a narcissist to take you for a damn ride. Now, Destiny is a covert narcissist. Okay, she's a covert social narcissist. You feel me? Destiny is very passive aggressive, and she is very insecure. For her to sit up there and talk about the millimeters are a bunch of broken women, honey. That's all you do is break shit. That's all you do is talk about how broke down you are, and then you want to try to criticize to equalize the next sister that you feel threatened by, because that's what the hell you did. As soon as you fell out, you created a phantom beef with Mel, okay? And then call yourself y'all falling out, you ain't friends no more, and you could not just step off and move the fuck around. You had to take a huge dump on Mel over and over and over again because you didn't have nothing else going on but that whack, weak storyline lie about your ex-husband being, you know, unkind to you in a very severe way. You had that whack, ignorant, mean girl role ever since you came on the show. Okay. You was hot and ready to just burn through LeBarrick's checkbook for Madani, and that you how many times you had to launch that soft launch, relaunch, mega launch, Six Flags, Great America launch. You didn't launch Madani how many times and you still ain't turned a profit? You still flat broke? Come on.
The show. And I had also
Hmm.
got mail booked for the Monica show because I was like, I'm a producer, I'm trying to create story, right? I'm like, this could help these girls. This would also be good for the story.
Okay.
And so
Because at the time there was a rift
there
in
was a
the
rift between their
relationship.
relationship, and they were also heavily pursuing music, throughout the show.
Yes.
So I was like, okay.
Destiny wasn't thinking about no doggone music career until Mel jumped down and released her first song, Side Chick of the Year award. Okay. Side Chick of the Year award dropped, and then all of a sudden Destiny was on 10. Okay, I said she was on -10, but hey, who am I? I just sang in the church choir. I don't know nothing.
Well, I got connections in music and I have connections here in St. Louis. I could get them to open up for anybody that comes to St. Louis. I was like, the Monica show, I thought it would be a great opportunity. And I wanted to get the crew and the cameras here in St. Louis. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So in the process of that, she couldn't afford to get dancers. She couldn't afford to make sure things would run smoothly so she could have a good show. And
Listen, listen, y'all. Destiny is a leech. Okay, she's a useless eater. Now she trying to hook back on to Tisha, Tinkerbell Tisha, and silly, goofy Stormy, because those are the only two that really will rock with her like that. They ain't got no other choices. You know what I'm saying? And Tisha might have a little bit change left over from one of them one of those multiple equity loans that she has taken out on her property. So Destiny might be able to get a little DoorDash here and there and free chocolate in the bottle from Tisha, and continue to floss and pump fake like she got stuff going on with her least BMW. Let's go.
And I didn't want her to look crazy performing in front of St. Louis because St. Louis is the type of crowd that will boo you.
Yeah.
So I put her with some dancers, you know what I mean? And because I knew Mel was coming with her A game. You know, I knew she
Okay.
was coming with dancers, outfits, and everything like that. So I helped to get the dancers for her, got her makeup done because she, you know, she didn't have any of those things planned. I didn't want her to look like a fool in front of St. Louis. And, you know, this was something that was big for both of them. So I just wanted to make sure she was doing, that was how, you know, I consider myself pointing to her because I paid for things I didn't have to pay for. But it was just because I felt like,
My bad, family, but you hear it, okay? Now, I'm leaning more toward there is a sprinkle more of truth in Sunny's version of Destiny because it matches up with what we damn saw her do before we even knew Sunny was breathing. Okay, let's keep going, y'all.
she didn't have many resources at that time to do anything. So
Okay, so you basically covered a bulk of the production costs for her live performance at the Monica concert. Then, were there other ways that you can identify that you sort of poured into her? Because you mentioned that on the show that you poured into her, and specifically, excuse me, you mentioned that you helped her pay for some things. But what other ways did you pour into her? Because for the fans, I think that um, it's a little unclear exactly what like your personal relationship was with Destiny. And details like that kind of sort of add clarity to help everybody just understand the progression and the timeline of events. So were there other ways that you do feel like you poured into Destiny, or was your relationship um kind of clearly defined in a professional way?
well, for me as a producer,
Yeah.
you talk to these people every day in terms of trying to get them to open up and tell their story.
Yeah.
Um, and Destiny was in a place, a really broken place. So oftentimes she would just kind of not, I ain't gonna say complain, but kind of just be in that space a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm a person who I
What's that word she said? Broken, complaining, snappy, difficult. Say less.
speak life into people. So I would find myself just kind of always speaking life into her in terms of like, okay, look, you got to just pick it up and stride, keep moving. Your business is failing, but here, these are some things you can do because I'm an entrepreneur. You know, just giving her advice all the time, and to the point where she even asked me to help her manage Madani, and I was just like, you know, this is, you know, the lines were always, I
A
think
little
for her,
blurred.
very blurred because I remember when I got her booked for the Monica show, she was so upset with me when she found out that Mel was also booked. Like she literally stopped talking to me, and I was just like, "Girl, I'm doing my job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you helping Mel?" And I'm like, "Because I like Mel, and I'm also a producer that works with her too."
Yeah.
Let's be clear. And it was very much like I could tell then. I was like, "I'm just doing my job. I mean, you're
Yeah.
cool, and yeah, we talk, but
You hear this? You heard it. You know, they think that playing on our top is going to prevail, honey. Listen, this all was staged, planned, plotted up, and put together. Okay. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me bitter. What she said. What did what did Destiny call the millimeters? Middle age, old, bitter. Yeah, broken women's projection. Projection class. If projection was a person, Destiny would be a picture in the thesaurus. Let's go, y'all.
this is I'm only here to do my job. You know that, right?
Right.
Um, not and so I think that from the very jump, I saw that she was like very much in her feelings on how I was talking to other cast members, but I'm like, I like them too. You know, I'm not your friend just giving you advice. I'm your producer,
Yeah.
you know. And so yeah, early on I knew that she was taking things personal um in a way
Okay.
that was uncomfortable.
Were you exclusively assigned to Destiny during your time working on Love and Marriage Huntsville, or did you work, or you assigned to produce some of the other talent there as well?
Yeah, so initially I was assigned to work with Tiffany,
Okay.
and
Y'all, we gotta let this rock my back. So we're getting down into the meat, everyone. Listen here. She was also assigned to work with Tiffany. Okay. Tiptoeing Tiffany with her little messy self. Let's check a little bit more of this out. I'm gonna break it down for you, then we're gonna jump over and tie it up in a nice neat little bow. Not much longer. I know if you're watching this with me, I posted this at 11:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So depending on when you catch the replay, gang, I'm up a little bit late tonight because I had to get this up off my spirit. Let's go.
it was great working with Tiffany. She's a very open book. She, you know, you guys saw how she was on camera. She was definitely that way off camera too. She would share
Okay.
her story. She's very cool. And then when Destiny requested me, you kind of work with your person like more on a daily, but you work with all of them at
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
point. Like there's times when you're directing scenes and you talk to all the cast. So at some point, even though you're this person's producer, you work with everyone to a
Yeah.
capacity.
And we noticed that because
Um,
Kimmy was saying how you had been instrumental in, making things easier for her during a really difficult time on the show. We noticed that she did say that
yeah,
during the episode tonight.
like when we found out that Kimmy had breast cancer, we stopped, we broke down, we started praying and crying together. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I went out my way to buy medicine, pills, water, alkaline water, delivered it to her house. These were things that I did off camera. That's just the type of person I am. If I see a need and I can help somebody, I'll help a stranger. That's just
Yeah.
me and my way that I pour into people because that's just a part of my purpose. And I think um Kimmy knew what it was. You know, I think that we all had some type of relationship, work relationship at that point, but a friendship that, you know, people were putting on me, that's just something I don't take lightly. And I
Yeah.
don't think that we were there yet. You know, I just
Y'all, that's true. That's facts. 1000. Destiny has no clue what trust is, character building is. She has no freaking clue what love means between sisters, friend girls. Destiny thinks that just because someone is polite and kind, general civility, that makes you friends. There's a lot of black women who do that. And I know there's brothers who do it too, but I'm talking about us black women who do it. There's a population among us who have a reprobate mind. Okay. And we don't need to run the list back who the hell it is. When you have a double minded woman around you, you're in danger. Okay. You're bound to get spiritually shanked in the kidneys. And if I'm lying, then in the comment section, if I'm telling a lie, type fofofo. Okay. These particular reprobate minded people, they have to have a lot of attention, even if it's very damaging to their reputation, to their profession, their family. They don't care. They just have to always have something going that is very low frequency So people will emote. Okay. And what happened when this dropped, this interview right here dropped, everybody emoted all over the planet. You know, it was bigger deal than the solar eclipse just happened. One of the most magical times, you know, in the universe. And humans are emoting over two women who were never friends doing what they do to each other. Okay. This is what they were sent to do. Okay. Just imagine if it already was a friendship like Mel and Destiny. Hmm. And Destiny took her dream weaver and spun up a good old scandal, didn't she? Just spun it right out in there. We all saw it. Soothsayers, magicians, those are all evil, weird, difficult, malevolent demons. You understand? Pandemonium, chaos, keep wearing you down, just driving you down, taking your energy, you know, just absorbing every moment of the space you share. They have completely engulfed you in their energy. You just like, really? You know, come on, let's go.
Only knew Destiny for a couple months. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So did you see, or were you ever like sharing space with your now husband Moses during your time as a producer working with Destiny? Because I believe at that time they were in relationship, correct?
Yes, they were.
Okay, okay. And so were you ever like around Moses? Did you ever share spaces with them during that time while you were working as a producer with Destiny?
Sure. So there was one time that we were in the same space, like where we were
Hmm.
able to talk or be around each other, but it wasn't much conversation going on. It was she had a birthday dinner in St. Louis. Because when you're working on the show, you have different breaks. Uh,
Yeah.
and so while we were on break, she came to St. Louis and she was like, "Hey, come to my birthday dinner. It's at this place." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I stopped by. Again, this is me still trying to build that rapport, because as a producer, you have to build a rapport with them in
Yeah.
order for them to feel like I
Be
could talk to them.
comfortable and yeah.
So I'm like, okay, she invited me to her birthday dinner, sure. And he was there. That was the first time that I'd seen them in the same space.
Okay.
And I knew some people there because again, it was in St. Louis. So this is pretty much, that's my city. So I knew a couple of people at the table I was in
Hmm.
conversation with, and that was it. That was the only time I was in their space together. I know she has made it sound like it was so many times, but that was the only time like we were sitting around, able to be in contact and talk. So yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And during that one time when you all were at her birthday dinner, were you like in conversation with Moses? Did you guys just say hi and bye, or what was your engagement like during that time with him?
Yeah, it was really a high and by. He was a
Hmm.
very standoffish kind of guy. He's not a very talkative guy. He seemed very reserved at that time. So the most I remember saying is, "Hey, how you doing? All right, see
Hmm.
y'all later." And that
Because he was at that point sick of Dusty. Okay, that's why he made his way across the bird bridge filled with pigeons over on the other side to Sloppy Sonny. Okay, keep one in the hand and two in the bush. Birds. Let's go, y'all. A little bit more.
was it, because I knew a couple of the people that were there who were from St. Louis and was just in conversation with them, you know.
More
So
focused on that.
we didn't
Yeah.
really talk. Like I didn't know much about Moses, didn't really talk to him at the dinner party, and that was that.
And we got another commercial, y'all. Sorry about that.
Per what we saw on the show, uh, we know that you ended up like running into Moses at another function, another function locally in St. Louis, where
Mhm.
you guys did kind of like say hello to each other.
Yeah.
What was that? Talk to us a little bit about that moment, because I think for a lot of people, it's a lot of overlap and gray
Sure.
areas. I would love to just kind of shine some light on now to have people get a more clear understanding of who Sonny is, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure you want certain things attached to your name that may not belong there. And I'd love to
Mhm.
just give you an opportunity to just add some clarity for the viewers. So when it comes to the when we arrive at the point where you guys did run into each other socially in St. Louis, what was going on with, were you still working with the show at that time? Were you in conversation and communication with Destiny at that time? Just give me a general overview on what was going on at that moment when you did connect with Moses.
So I was still working on the show at that time. This is
Okay.
all in the time that I was working on the show.
Mm-hmm.
There was a family gathering, a very small, close-knit family gathering. Like my father was there, all of my cousins was there. I had some first cousins there. So it wasn't like a open to the public event. And so he
Yeah.
came in, and as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, that's old boy, Destiny's boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hit her up because at the time, like I said, we were still working on the show. And I'm like, hey, I just seen your guy. She was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And he came in, was a brief conversation because I think I called her and was like, hey, here go your boo. Cause you know, it's this type of, I saw him. I think I even showed him the phone or whatever. And he spoke to
Mm-hmm.
her and he left because he was very much in and out. So it wasn't like we stayed there, hung out, chatted. I called him over because I had her on the phone and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
and they was like, oh, yeah. And it was like, boom, he kept it moving. So again, we didn't really have much conversation then because he's a very standoff kind of guy. And I
Okay.
wasn't really tripping off of him because again, that was someone's boyfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I know that these lines seem blurred because of the perception she's put out there. But again, this was in 22 while I was still working on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was the point where you all first actually basically met outside of the company of Destiny or
Yes.
anyone else. Okay. It was a chance meeting at your family gathering.
Yes.
Okay. And
And
so
that's
did
where
you
the
guys,
cousin comment came in.
I'm
That's
glad
where
you
the cousin
said that.
comment came in because it was like, I was like, shoot, this is the first time I've seen this dude outside of her at my family function. I was like, we peoples. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In St. Louis, we say that. Like, that's my
Everybody down in the melanated community uses that if you rock trans, if you have if you are, multi dimensional. You can go to the boardroom, you can go to the street corner, you can go to church, you can do the retail sales, you can do all. You're versatile. You're like a chameleon. You can blend in, get in where you fit in, and that's how you properly network and keep the damn peace. So everybody say peoples. I do that. That's my people. If I know you and we have a real connection, you my peoples. That don't mean you're related all the time. I say that about my children. When I'm talking to my peers, I say, yeah, that's my little people over there. That's my son, my young kings. They're my people. Well, but everybody say that. So it's not, that, like I said, Destiny is a pigeon. They are, pigeons are intelligent, but they're on the lower spectrum of intelligence, like rats. Any living mammal that will gnaw on any fucking thing, it's not that smart. Okay? You don't see Mufasa in the jungle just chewing on shit, do you? Just anything? Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
people when they're so close with your family because it's like, oh, I have a connection. Like, literally, come to find out later, I didn't notice at the time
Mm-hmm.
that he grew up with my whole family. Like,
Wow. Okay.
And St. Louis, Missouri is a small It's not that big. It's just like a Atlanta, okay, or a you know, round in there, metropolitan Atlanta surrounding areas. That's how St. Louis is. It's an armpit of the Midwest. Let in certain areas, not all of St. Louis. No disrespect, no disrespect, but this type of clan, okay, they're the more seedy variety of black folks. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
They're almost more like cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally
Mm-hmm.
grew up with these guys, and so that's when I was like, "Oh, that's my people," you know. And I
Okay.
think she took that as like, "Y'all cousins." I never, claimed that this guy was my straight blood cousin. I just said that's my people's. He's here at my family gathering. That's what we say in St. Louis when you got some connection. So
Yeah, the cousins. I get it.
yeah,
Um, so did you see him again at any other family functions,
that was
or
it.
so the next time you saw him is when you all formed a different type of connection?
Was a year later.
It was a year after that family event.
Yes, the next year.
Okay.
So that was
Had-
back in 22.
Okay.
Moses and I saw each other July of 23.
Okay. And that is when you all had made a connection. Now, what was the status of his relationship with Destiny at that time?
I really didn't know because at that time I wasn't really talking to Destiny. I wasn't on the show anymore at that point.
Okay.
And then when I saw him, it was again through my family. I was literally in
Okay.
a car with one of my cousins, and he walked up. We were in their neighborhood. He walked up to speak to my cousin. He spoke to me. I was handling some real estate stuff with my cousin, and he was like, "Hey, I do real estate. I got a couple properties I'm working on. I'm about to start doing some building." He was like, "I
Mm-hmm.
would love to exchange numbers and just network with you on that." I was like, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I do business. If it's a client there, cool." So when he first approached me, it wasn't even like, "Hey, baby, I want to get with you." It's more like,
Okay.
"You do real estate. You're here with your cousin right now, dealing with real estate. This is," and the cousin I was with was one of the ones he grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when he got my number. That was in July. So it wasn't like it was even a dating thing at that point. So I didn't say, "Hey, are you with Destiny anymore?" And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, Destiny and I weren't talking on a regular basis. Um,
Because you are no longer working together in the capacity of talent and producer, correct?
Correct. She
Yeah.
had she had texted me a few times. There was a few times she texted me, like my birthday was in July. So she had texted
Mm-hmm.
me, "Hey, happy birthday." I was like, "Thank you." So we had a little bit of transaction there. At that point, I don't think she was back on the show. I think she might have been trying to get back on the show or not on the show either.
Let let
So there
let
was a little bit
let's jog back to how, when Dusty spun up that yarn of Melody abandoning her and blah blah blah. Doesn't this sound familiar? That Melody said, "You did speak to me after we stopped filming." Okay, when the show wrapped, we did speak, and I did not want to call you a liar in front of everybody on stage at the reunion. Let's go.
chatter there, but it wasn't like we were on the phone, "Hey girl," checking in every day. Like I can count on one hand how many times I talked to Destiny on the phone once I left the show. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This mouth tape is the only thing that has helped me stop
Commercials come out of nowhere, honey. You think you gonna let it rock and hunt, boy? They do what they do. But hey, this is how we make our money, right?
So during your time, just dialing back just a little bit, just again to offer some clarity to the viewers, because I think there's an assumption that you were in a friendship with Destiny during your time working with her as her producer, where because of the nature of the way that you guys were working together, she shared personal information with you as a friend regarding her relationship with Moses. What do you have to say to that part of the conversation where people are suggesting that maybe you betrayed her and the trust in your relationship in that way by maybe having knowledge, of some sort of dealings that she had with your now husband Moses, and then entering to a relationship with her. Can you just clear that part up for the audience?
I would love to. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. Destiny did not tell me much about this man.
Okay.
Um, she really tried her best to honestly keep him closed off from us. Because I felt like she maybe wanted to keep her relationship off camera or just more private because
She was trying to be like Mel, the single white female vibe, because this was around the time that there was a subtle hint at Mel might be she somebody trying to holler. Okay. So y'all peep, listen, tell me this is not rinse and repeat. Okay, just with another bird done join the flock.
was freshly out of a marriage, and our concern was more about that. And this guy who she was dating at the time could never come, show up. It was at the time we were trying really hard to get him to be present. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like she really didn't share much. I didn't even know he was like where he was from in terms of like my family and that
Mm-hmm.
connection. Didn't really know his real name. A lot of things were kind of in the dark because she just wasn't that open when it came to that relationship. Just like
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't with other things, just like her ex-husband. Only thing she was sharing me about was the abuse and all the hell he was taking her through with court. That was more of her topic. Was she only wanted to focus on business. She wanted us to talk about Madani. She wanted us to follow her doing her events and all of that. She really wasn't really that open sharing her personal business, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the problems that was before me, that the producers
Okay.
were saying. Like my superiors were saying she won't share none of her personal story. And it's not like she was just sharing personal stuff with me, like exclusively me. She's sharing all this special stuff. That just wasn't the case.
So
So
there was not a private dialogue that took place where you appeared to be like a confidant for her in that way, outside of your capacity working as her producer. Because I think that's what people are assuming, right? That because
yeah,
you worked so closely hand in hand with her and she was documenting her life essentially at the point, a lot
yeah.
of people assume that maybe she was sharing with personal things with you regarding her relationship with Moses at the time, and you were privy to her relationship in a way that would make you starting a relationship with Moses a betrayal of some sort. And so what you're telling us today is that that's simply not true. It did not happen. You did not
Yeah,
have
she just yeah,
conversations like that with her.
she just didn't really share much about her personal business, really. Like,
And if you think about it, Destiny, why would she open up to Sunny that she's only known for 2 months? And she wanted to give this air. Destiny puts on airs. She's the you know pump faking queen of Love and Marriage Huntsville, next to Stormy and Tinkerbell Tisha. Okay, now, uh, why would she open up to Sunny after only knowing her 2 months and calling her friend and all that stuff when she just wouldn't open up? Period. You know, King Cobra went in on her about that. So I mean, y'all, some people let Destiny play that flute and just do a number on your emotions. Just got you wrapped around her little dusty little pinky finger.
Mm-hmm.
her relationship with her ex-husband, her relationship with her current boyfriend. The most Destiny was talking about was what was going on with Madani. Uh, her and Mel at that time were beefing like crazy. So
Okay.
that was always something that was talked about. And she really wanted us to focus more on her business. So that's really where she would share, like, hey, get them to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. So
Mm-hmm.
she was very closed off, rightfully so, because I mean, the girl had just went through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she should have been as open, with her personal stuff if she wasn't going to be open about those things. And so it wasn't like she was just up laying telling me everything that was going on with her and Moses. That just wasn't the case.
Okay. And so let's fast forward just a little bit then to that day in July when you did reconnect with Moses and you guys exchanged contact information about some possible real estate ventures together or working together on
Yeah.
real estate things. I know that on the episode tonight you said that initially you declined his advances toward you. So talk to me about the shift in you and Moses potentially discussing like a business partnership of some sort and then things kind of taking a turn in a personal direction. How did all of that happen?
So it took a couple weeks for him to even call. Okay, so
Okay.
by this time we're in August.
Mm-hmm.
He called a couple times, like, "Hey, I got some stuff going on. Maybe I can run it past you." And he was like, "But I like to talk to you in person." And so I was just like, "Well, whatever you want, got to talk to me about, you can talk to me about it on the phone."
Mm-hmm.
Because at that time I didn't know what the relationship status was, so I was just like, but I could tell, his tone was different. And he was like, "No, it's really important. I want to talk to you in person. I promise you, I don't know crazy stuff. It's just something really important I need to talk to you about." And I was
Okay.
like, hesitant, but I was like, "Okay, well, we can meet up." He was like, "Well, I can, pick you up." I was like, "No, I don't let guys pick me up. But what we
Mm-hmm.
can do is meet at this restaurant here. I'll give you a location and I'll
Mm-hmm.
meet you there." And so when I met him, I was dressed down because I could dress up.
Mm-hmm.
I got a t-shirt on, some loose shorts. I ain't got no makeup on. I'm just like, okay, if we come to talk about business or something, let's talk. Cause I'm just like, okay. And then that's when he was like, "I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been watching you for a while. I think that me and you could do some stuff together. I mean, you business minded like me. I just, we from the same place. I know your people."
So basically, uh, Destiny was a side chick for 15 years. She turned her homie into her homie lover friend in Moses, and she was doing wifey. She was giving wifey energy, as a side chick. So why do you think that it's easy for her to be cordial with the 10-year bench warmer over there? I'm just curious. Why are some of us shocked? I'm not shocked. This doesn't shock me. I expected something real ratchet like this to go down. Just like I expected Kiki to do what she's done and had to have Mel have a ponderosa sit down and G check her too. She's another pigeon. She's no different than her Tinkerbell Tisha cousin now. So let's not emote, okay, when these birds do what they do, because we know pigeons come and make a mess everywhere, and then they just fly away. Okay. Now we gonna pivot a little bit real quick here. I'm tired of her. We gonna check the G check of the century with Kiki. Listen, Kiki needed to be gathered, you know, and this type of high fourth register English manner that Mel does ever so gracefully and in her own true gangster fashion. Now, I didn't want to say anything when it first dropped, like per usual, because I didn't want to emote. I wanted to process and respond with clarity and channel this damn demon legion, the lion demon. Okay? I can't stand waffling, goofy, silly, scatterbrained women. It just is so embarrassing. And I'm going to tell you why. Women like Kiki, Tinkerbell, Tisha, you know, goofy, silly women, Portia, Gubadia, you know, just goofy. That is what a lot of these trashy European women love. They think it's entertaining. It's titillating. That girl and, you know, real just tacky, unkempt, rough and rugged, anti-femininity type of women is why, hear me, a lot of European women feel they can talk to and treat us however they want to, and they don't know us because they see this among each other when it's when we're under their microscope. They study us when in our sleep. Mm? And nothing burns the bottom of the soles of my feet more than me having to redirect a European woman who will girl me or who'll talk to me like she don't know who the fuck she talking to. Okay? Now, agree or not, I'm good with either. But I have heard white women say it, and they've said it to me. Okay? A lot of this type of pathology we see on Love and Marriage Huntsville around these damn pigeons is what white women covet. They think we are not multi-dimensional, like we don't have any layers to our personality other than being a scatterbrain dimwit. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and play this here G-check from Mel to Kiki about running her mouth too much. Black women, stop talking so damn much. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you. If you do not have anything meaningful to say, to make a statement in response to something or to regulate some type of leadership, actionable comment, some type of adjective to describe something to uplift another person, shut up. Shut up. Okay? I can't stand goofy women who just chatter. Okay? That is, ooh, that just really, it really takes me to a very bad space. Because we know better. We just, we get stuck on that hamster wheel of delusional. We don't know how to navigate a lot of the traumas that we are carrying. So it comes out like a Kiki. You know, she's not quite sure how to navigate through recovery. She's traumatized from a lot of different things, and being, you know, on the other side of addiction, it's traumatizing because you're trying to break up a toxic pattern, and you're fighting to do that. So let's go without further ado.
I know you're mad at me. I didn't know whether you were going to want to take it first or.
I'm gonna give you the floor.
I'm so sorry.
Which sorry for?
Some things did happen in Houston that I did feel some kind of way about. You know, and after we left, I called my mom just to vent. I did bring up how I did feel slighted by you. I felt slighted. My feelings I was hurt. I was. And my mom vented to a blogger. And unfortunately, that blogger put it out. And it was just blown out of proportion and made to be way more than what it was. Because it was not like my initial conversation with my mom was just about like melody. That wasn't the case. It was everything I feel frustrated by. It broke my heart that I reached out to you and I kind of, told you how I feel. And it broke my heart that you weren't ready to receive it. Forget it. My intentions have never been malicious. I'm so frustrated and I'm so ashamed. I'm really ticked off with my mom. And I'm just gonna own it. She made a mistake and it went public. And I just want you to know I'm sorry.
So your mama made a mistake and it went public. How did that go public? Your mother wouldn't have been able to repeat what was said if you hadn't said it. So you're not owning it. You didn't own nothing. You waffled, you backpedaled, and you are a chatterbox. You talk too damn much. See? And I don't like being so rough with Black women. It's hard to do that. But sometimes you have to just really check these hoes out here, especially when they talk so much they can't hear their own words and what they say. They're emoting. There's that word again. Let's go.
So I heard a lot of what you feel. So I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I'll be honest, I think my biggest thing for me that's gonna stick with me is that out of all of these months that passed by, that was 6 months ago. But not one time did you say, girl, shoot, I done got myself in a pickle, let's sit down and talk. Because I care about our friendship enough where I don't want you to hear this from nobody else, and I'm not finna let nobody hold nothing over my head. Let's talk. I shouldn't have read it on the internet. That apology coming after that, it does not move me.
I find it difficult sometimes to be just upfront when it involves confrontation. With,
Girl, you just threw a whole drink of water on your cousin.
That's a different relationship.
That's confrontation.
No,
right
that's
there.
a different relationship.
If you're talking about confrontation,
it's a difference when there's someone who has been nothing but good to you. She's not innocent by far, neither am I. However, I ain't been as shady as her ass. And that's a fact.
Yeah, you have. Because you were fraternizing with bloggers, and anywhere the wind blew, you went to run your damn mouth. You and your cousin talk too damn much, and you both have the same methodology. When you can't get your way with one group, you go to another group, whichever team is winning. Okay? And you let it gas your head up that Mel mentioned maybe you should talk to the hosts, the Fletchers, to see if you can attend. You invited yourself, essentially. So, let's go, y'all.
So, and not blaming this on you. I'm just telling you how I looked at it.
well, I'm sorry, girl. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I warned you. You know, the Bible tells us warning comes before destruction. Right out the gate, you started privately talking to bloggers. I told you, be careful when you're communicating, but you don't listen.
It's not that I don't want to listen. I get off track.
The fact of the matter is, when it comes to sharing things that are happening before they're supposed to be shared, anybody sharing stuff beforehand, it's a no-go for me. I have children to take care of, so this is my check. And whenever, at any moment, it's done because information's being shared, I can't fool with you. Like, I just can't. I've gone out on a limb for you. I have taken heat even that wasn't true. Oh, she brought her on for da-da-da-da-da. I've taken heat for sticking up for you. I even popped up with a drug test for you so you could prove to everybody that you're clean. The discussions were about opportunities for you to discuss your book, overcoming, addiction, tell your story, To date, I haven't seen that. I don't let a lot of people in anymore. I'm very guarded. And for me to be repaid in this type of betrayal is a lot and too much for me. I got too much going on to be dealing with a whole bunch of mess. I don't have room for me questioning whether or not.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Just look at Kiki's face. Just look at Kiki's face. Wait a minute. Let's look at Kiki's face. It's like she's shocked that Mel is taking her red bottom across her air supply and crushing it. Okay? She's putting the deadbolt, the security chain, and the guard dog in front of the door marked Kiki. Okay? Locked, tight, air. Listen. Let's look, watch.
You're a loyal friend. I just can't. Because literally, I'm just getting started. So the more I grow and the higher I go, the smaller my circle is going to become anyway. And that loyalty is more important than this ever. I don't have room for that in my life. Like, I just don't. I respect how you feel. I'm not trying to change that in any way. I couldn't help but to be 100% humble in this, situation. But I don't feel the need to try to explain things away because it's like, you know what? I prayed about it. I know what my intentions were. I still wish the best for you, but for me and my friend circle, my inner circle, I can't have anybody that I question intention or purity of the relationship or the loyalty in that. I just can't. And God bless you on your journey, and may it be everything you want it to be. Whatever it is she chooses to do next, whatever she chooses to do in her life next, I wish her well on that. I just personally don't have room for her in my life anymore.
I'm so proud of Melody. I am so proud of her that she was like, nope. I gave you a chance, just like the rest of them. I gave you a chance. You thought I was okey doke dumb just because I'm sweet and I'm warm and I'm brilliant and I'm hospitable. I'm a flawless hostess. You know, you thought you could just again slide in under the back door with your fucking hat on and come all over in my backyard to my barbecue and bring the pigeons to make a mess and then fly away, baby. No, no, you don't get to double dip. You don't get a second chance. There is no extra life. No. You see how powerful silence is? You see how two letters can just make every house of cards that's built on sand just crumble, implode right to the ground. Boom. No. And Kiki actually looked shocked. The entitlement. What? What do you mean no? How come I can't keep acting up and putting your livelihood, the way you make money, in jeopardy? Why? How come I can't keep being a dysfunctional, toxic mess and you just continue to overlook it and enable me to be a toxic mess? You see how people will try to rock you to sleep, to lay down to their abuse, making poor decisions, reckless decisions like Kiki did to talk to her mother. When they say do not share, that means do not share with your mama, your dog, the goldfish, your parakeet, the rose bush, you're not supposed to talk about it until after it airs. Period. Okay, but what did we say? What we heard it. You don't listen. I tried to warn you who be careful. And you, just like a Pied Piper, you let the piccolo player music just lure you in like a snake charmer. Huh? Let's continue.
I know. I'm probably the last person you want to see.
Oh, my bad. That was the end of it. I thought it was a little more, but there you have it, folks. We have eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a bird by the toe. Okay, E-I-E-I-O. So that's pretty much it with that. Okay, and there you go. Birds do what birds do. Nobody should be really surprised anymore. Nobody cares. They're going to continue to do what they do, which is make a mess, try to use as many people as they can. And pigeons, if you look at them, a lot of them are very beautiful. They have beautiful feathers. They do. But they stink. They're disgusting. They eat out of dumpsters, out of landfills. They sit on top of buildings on the side of the road. They'll follow you around, and some of them, you drop a lit cigarette, they think it's food. They run trying to chase it and eat damn cigarette. Okay. Same thing with some seagulls because of the pollution and the just dirt, dust, and carbon monoxide. It affects your brain function, and rational deduction from your psyche. And bird animals act up too, you know with environmental pollution. Pigeons trying to eat a damn lit cigarette on the ground. Scavengers with wings. Okay, so I'm a bounce. It is 12:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Namaste. Pray. Be silent. If you stop emoting, let it marinate, meditate, because meditation is quiet. That means you shut up, listen to what your spirit is saying. If you can't focus, then you have too much going on that's off balance in your spirit. You have too many thoughts. You have too many spiritual irons burning in the fire where you can't listen to yourself. So I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna add a little bit more with our maintenance channel, our spiritual maintenance channel, our sweatshop narcissist exposed, but I might do a part two to this and ease on down to Tinkerbell Tisha with this here new season, rinse and repeat, washing out the same dirty laundry over and over again and blaming Mel for it. Mel done hit the top of the charts, done done fielded a few 100 million more bags, and I know she got a whole lot of other stuff popping in the background that we don't know about yet. And we wanna uplift Mel. We wanna give her her propers, her roses, her rhinestones, Swarovski crystals, her 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 pink diamonds, her chocolate diamonds. We wanna stack her up with all the red bottoms that she can wear, along with the chicken nuggets. Did you see Sugar Mama little red bottoms over there? Oh my goodness. Precious upon precious. Bless Mel, bless the mellometers, bless everybody. Protection, peace, and healing. Okay, be honest with yourself. Destiny is okay. Be honest with yourself. Ladies, gentlemen, under the sound of my voice, stop. Don't, like, if you lie to yourself, you can't heal. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. You keep doing and saying and behaving the same way repeatedly, expecting a different outcome just because it's a different group of people. That is insanity. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Once again, I love you. Black power, black family, black love, black healing. I am my sister's keeper, and I'm out.